Welcome back, Wogglers. So, if you've watched any of my other videos, you may notice a slight difference in the way that I'm speaking right now. I'm doing some dental work. You can do it when you're an adult, too. Anyway, we're still talking about campaigns, and today specifically, we're going to be going through some deliverability setup stuff that you're going to want to do before you send any emails at all. So, step one is hit that gear, the setup gear in that top right corner. Alright, so underneath the deliverability tab, you've got the first two are really the ones you definitely want to make sure you have in hand. So let's talk about them real quick. So for one, you've got manage senders. You need to have a verified sending email address in order to send out any emails at all. Basically, what they are doing is they are forcing you to make sure that you are a real company, you have a real inbox that people can reply to, and you're not just spamming people left and right. So, that's kind of step one, which is intrinsically tied into step two, which is domain authentication. Now, we're getting into the weeds here, folks, so stick with me. In order to be able to send out email campaigns, you have to have a verified domain. Now, what does that mean? It just means that you have gone through the steps of, for one, making sure that the domain that you're sending emails from, you've actually purchased and you own. Number two, that you have enabled certain settings on your domain host. Now, that can be GoDaddy or DreamHost or wherever. It's just like, it's your other application where you've purchased your domain. And then from that other application, you can say, I give, as the owner of demo.woggleconsulting.com, I give Zoho Campaigns permission to use my domain to send out emails. And that's just another anti-spam verification step that you want to go through before you start sending out emails. In fact, you cannot send emails until you've done this. Now, for me, demo.woggleconsulting.com is cool, but our company that we have is Ulysses Zona's company, and they sell adventure packs. And their company is called julepinc.com. And so I want to be able to send from that domain because demo.woggleconsulting.com is not doing it for me. Now, you may notice that there's not an add domain option here. You're going to want to add a sender first. So let's do that. All right, now let's do Ulysses at julepinc.com. There we go. So now we have added this email address as our main sender of campaigns. And so it popped us back into managed senders, which is totally fine. But the other thing that we're wanting to do is go over here to domain authentication, and now we have julepinc.com as a sender domain option. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to click this little blue setup link, and this is going to bring you a little pop-up, and it looks terrifying if you've never done anything with domains. But think of it this way. This is now giving you everything that you need in order to go to your domain host where you bought your domain and say, this very specific instance of Zoho Campaigns is allowed to use my domain. I give it the authority to do so. That's all that this is. It looks scary and complicated, but really that's what you're doing. Is you're just saying this is the Zoho Campaigns instance that I give permission to use my domain. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. Really, you can just copy it here, have your domain host in another tab, and place them in as you're working. Or if you aren't the person in your company that manages that stuff, you can share it with your IT admin. And then you can just send it as an email, and it will have all the correct information, everything that they need to be able to add it to your domain. And then you can wait for them to tell you it's done. All right, now I'm going to pause the recording right here because we have to go over to our domain host, set this all up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Unfortunately, I can't show you that because our domain host has a bunch of different domains in it, and also because your domain host might look different. And so that's just something you're going to have to figure out and or work with someone else that specializes in wherever you keep your domain. So I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. I hope you had fun in your domain host. I forgot to mention earlier that there is a really helpful link learning more about how to set up SPF and DKIM records for your domain. If you click this, it kind of walks you through it. It also has hyperlinks to some of the major domain hosts out there, and it'll walk you through how to set that up also. So, you know, look at that if you need help also. Okay, so let's verify domain. And boom, shakalaka, look at that. You got a green check mark and a green check mark. So we have now officially been verified. So now that we're verified, we can go back to our sender, and it shows you, it's like, hey, did you set records up for safe email deliverability? It's like, yes. But we haven't set up our sender address. See how it's gray? So basically what happened was Zoho Campaigns sent this email a verification email. And in it, it has an invitation and a lovely little orange, I think it's orange button that says verify email address. And it takes you back here, and it's like, yes, this is a real inbox of a real human, not a robot, and we're not going to send spam. So that's how that works. So you would go to your email address and do it. Unfortunately, before this video, I didn't have the forethought to create that email address. I just added it. So I'm going to have to do that. Stay tuned. All right, so I went and set up my mail, and I used Zoho Mail, and it figured it out because it's all part of the same organization. It was like, oh, look, this is a real email now, and so now it's green. Huzzah! Anyway, yeah, so maybe one day in the future we'll do some stuff about Zoho Mail. That could be a fun idea. But now we have completed our deliverability video, really. So we got our domain authenticated, julepinc.com. We have our sender authenticated. Everything looks good. Now we can send out emails. So this is a weird one. There's a lot of pausing and unpausing, but I hope that you have gotten what you need out of this one. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll go over the custom return path and the imprint details. See you on the next one. Woggle woggle.